Teams that have played Dallas well, and those, of course, that have beaten them, seem to do it early and threw the ball pretty well. Got a couple of turnovers, Dallas mistakes that we hadn't seen in a lot of in a year.
Well, we saw that happen 2 weeks in a row. Minnesota and Miami. But now it would appear they've got things pretty well. Ed Jones and Larry Cole converge on Mike Thomas. Watch him do that.
Here's why it's so hard to run against this defense. Because there's always somebody from the backside that can help out. This time the safety man standing right in the hole, Hughes. Ed Jones is just getting a little bit too strong to handle.
I think you're about right about that. He's playing better now during this stretch of the last 4 games than I've ever seen him.
And they do play as they practice. They said that in practice he has picked his tempo up.
Mike Bragg has punted 7 times today already, and you're about to watch number 8. Unless they do something like throw out a punt formation. Flag is already down, so Butch Johnson heads for the outside. And finally is stopped by Clarence Harmon, but a flag is down. I would imagine if it's against Washington, that Dallas will keep it like it is.
Ike Forte is down too, running back out of Arkansas. Now he's up.
Well, they're going to bring it back. There are some loyal Redskins in this part of the country. And I guess some loyal CBS fans, too. It's against Dallas.
Illegal cut. Defense before the kick. First down.
Dick Jorgensen. There we go. Whistling Ray, the Cowboy, is after an Indian.
He chased the Indian right up the aisle there. Look at that.
First down, Washington, and Theismann gives the ball to Riggins, and he gets about 6. Bob Brunig makes the tackle. Let's see. Carry number 9 for Riggins. He's got 34 yards. Tony Dorsett, Pat Donovan on the Cowboys sideline.
Dorsett's handling his high-profile image much better now, and I think most people think Tom Landry handled it pretty well by just not letting him start.
When he was not present at a Saturday practice. Benny Malone and John Riggins, now the running backs, and that's Benny Malone. Here's wrapped up immediately by Randy White and Larry Cole.
Bruni gets some middle linebacker, too, you know it? The guitarist from Arizona, right? Watch the move. Watch Randy White to the right of your screen, 54. Takes the good block.
Well, he just defeated it, didn't he?
And doesn't even get low to make the tackle. Just stands up and takes it.
Strong person is Randy White.
He's their enforcer, I'm told.
Very enthusiastic about it. Mike Thomas and John Riggins now the setbacks and flags fly everywhere. Like Jim Harlan might have done. 68. 12 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Still third down. Dallas 30, Washington 3.
A heck of an offensive mind is helping Pardee with that offense. Joe Walton, there's nobody better how to sort of take a defense apart, but where do you start when it's Dallas?
Tough to start on 3rd and 10 as Joe Theismann has to right now. Mike Thomas, the flag is down already. More than enough for Washington first down, but penalty flags as Randy Hughes and Cliff Harris converge to stop Mike Thomas.
It's going to be, the play will take the play. The Redskins look like they have the option. Boy, Thomas can really move, and he is really a great pass receiver.
Holding, number 31, defense, decline, first down.
Barnes
Randy White does.
Barnes just grabbed the receiver, Thomas, just as he made the catch. Here's Randy White against Saul. No illegal slap of the head by White either.
He's caving everybody in.
I tell you. Everybody got a little piece of Randy that time.
But he'll be back.
He had 3 different guys getting shots on him.
First and 10 Redskins. 4 seconds to go, third quarter. Ball at the Dallas 43. Benny Malone is one of the running backs and Riggins is the other. And this is Malone. Couple. Charlie Waters on the tackle. That would be the last play of the third quarter from Texas Stadium. And the Cowboys lead the Redskins at this point 30-3. The 6 winners here today will be representing the Dallas Cowboys at the NFC Division competition on December 17th in Detroit. Presenting the trophies to the area champions, Marv Ellsworth, District Sales Manager, Dallas Ford District Division. The 8-year-old winner, number 21, Leon M. Clay from Gladewater, Texas. The 9-year-old winner is number 10, Wayne Bailey from Edmond, Oklahoma. The 10-year-old champion is number 25, David Browndyke from Dallas, Texas. The 11-year-old champion is number 12, Todd Thompson from Sapulpa, Oklahoma. The 12-year-old winner is number 42, Rob Vance from Dallas. And the 13-year-old champion is number 44, Scott Church from Stanton, Texas. So congratulations. And now let's send these youngsters to the division competition with a nice round of applause. Joe Theismann crouching in the Washington huddle. Line of scrimmage. The Dallas 42.
Theismann is 5 for 16 for 69 yards, and he's really had to work at it, you know it?
It's been a hard day for number 7. Riggins. Benny Barnes slings him down just past the line of scrimmage with help from Cliff Harris.
Play looked good for about 2 seconds, didn't it? And then Barnes came up and grabbed the big fella and threw him right down.
And Riggins bared his shoulder. Scott Laidlaw had over 100 yards at the half and hasn't carried the ball but twice in the second half. Third down Redskins. They trail 30-3. Hit by too tall Jones just as he let it go. Ed Jones draped all around Theismann's head. The pass intended for John McDaniel, and too tall is going to be met and congratulated by Ernie Stockman.
He went over Kazale, who had a good block on him, just over the top.
McDaniel, I believe, lost his footing momentarily.
He's trying to run a deep sidelines. Must be a run in the rug out there. He looked like he did lose a little footing there.
And Theismann had no chance. Mike Bragg now standing back at his own 44-yard line with a punt in the direction of Butch Johnson. He'll try to hang this one high. Oh, he goes to the sideline. Redskins bang it back and down it at the 3.
Great play.
Clarence Harmon was the guy who was down there before the ball and knocked it back. Mike Bragg, a good punt.
A full slate of regional games. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
Cowboys 30, Redskins 3, and Dallas has the football at their own 4-yard line, 1st and 10. Opening seconds of quarter number 4. Preston Pearson and Scott Laidlaw. Go back. That's Laidlaw. Gets out to about the 7. Carl Lorch, number 71, made the first contact for Washington.
Redskins are thinking turnover any way they can get it now. The defense will have to gamble, and they'll have to keep Dallas deep in their own territory if they can't get the ball. They're going to be probably gambling a lot.
Like they've made up their mind, no time to stick with that 3-man front.
They play it darn well.
Laidlaw and Drew Pearson. Laidlaw again, I believe. Out to about the 10. Harry Brooks made that tackle. Shy of the 10 to about the 9.
It's really hard to tell how well a team that's losing to Dallas is playing, because Landry's team, when they are together and right, they really are almost unstoppable both ways, and it must be really frustrating for a coach, huh?
Keep wondering and trying not to say to yourself, hey, they're better than we are. It'll be third down. Handoff is to Dorsett. He stepped out of bounds on the far side of the field, and I believe just managed to stay inside long enough to get the first down.
Inside handoff. Watch people get pretty good shots, but they're not quite enough. There's Brooks. Now Dusek gets a tag on him, and he does just get by Williams to get it.
Gerard Williams was the last Redskin that finally got him out of bounds, but Dorsett got the first down. 30-3 to score. Dallas leads with 12:35 left to play. In the direction of Billy Joe Dupree, but Roger was moving in the wrong direction.
Looks like they're throwing a couple of plays in here just to foul up perhaps the films that somebody's going to be looking at down the road. That's a couple of new wrinkles in a row.
Notice he had Butch Johnson in motion twice, and finally wound up staying in the backfield blocking.
Got to be a Phi Beta Kappa just to get Landry's system down.
It takes some time.
But when you do,
they all say if you just believe what he says, it'll work. Sometimes it's tough to believe, and you're still trying to maintain a high pitch of enthusiasm as well. Switch back to Dorsett. No place to go as Brad Dusek led the Redskin defensive charge with help from Carl Lorch. Roger Staubach, by the way, is 9 of 18 for 218 yards, and the long touchdown pass to Drew Pearson.
Lorch really played that for a defensive end. He went all the way to the sidelines and helped on that tackle. Last 2 or 3 weeks, Roger has really been sharp throwing the football. He has a tendency once in a while to throw high when he isn't throwing it well, but he looks like he's very strong in the arm, huh?
He looks like he's very confident. He sets up in the shotgun this time. Back there with him is Preston Pearson. He stays in the block for a while and then comes out. Intended for Drew Pearson. And that one was wild high, you said.
He really hooked up on that one. In fact, Landry almost jumped up and speared it. He was a pretty tough defensive back with the Giants, though.
Very tough.
Everybody acts like he's unemotional, but they tell me he'd really stick you. Old Eagles told me he was a pretty tough guy.
He's a heck of a punter, too. Tony Green will be back for the Redskins at his own 45. That's Danny White. Good strong kick. Chases Green back to his own 41. He tries to get around the corner, but Thomas Henderson. Hollywood always has done a super job on special teams, and he does again. There's a late hit out of bounds on that last punt. It was covered so well by Thomas Henderson, and that's why the line of scrimmage is now back at the Washington 22. Dallas leads 30-3. Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire at Texas Stadium. And John Riggins gets the call. Carry and gets a couple, and that's all.
Jean Fugett, the tight end, number 84, that really helped in those early victories, the first 6, has not caught a pass. Dallas safety men have just kept him out of the possibility, eh?
Tribute to Charlie Waters.
Harris, Brunig, the middle linebacker.
Right. Redskins are down 30-3. Joe Theismann has a second down situation at his own 25. Theismann throws the look-in pass to Ricky Thompson. Stopped by Aaron Kyle. But a good pattern and a good pass.
Good player. Ricky came over from Baltimore, the Colts at one time, at 83, and he runs a good pattern and catches it.
Got a quiet crowd now at Texas Stadium. Cowboys comfortably in front on this Thanksgiving afternoon. I hope it was a good day for you. It has been for Dallas. Theismann with a lot of time, and Mike Thomas was the intended receiver. Couldn't quite hang on. D.D. Lewis, the linebacker, on the coverage.
Good coverage, but a good pattern by Thomas and a heck of an effort. Theismann just let him clear D.D. a little bit and just couldn't make the connection. And that happens someday too.
Thomas coming out of the game. Benny Malone takes his place. Cowboys send in backup defensive men. 65, Dave Stalls comes in. Plays with Larry Cole. Randy Hughes is the free safety man. And goes Theismann, and Dave Stalls was the hitter. A flag is down also. I think Randy White was held. Looked like a full tackle.
It was thrown early, not early enough for Joe Theismann. He just stayed up there trying to look for somebody and got knocked off underneath the football.
Boy, the Cowboys keep coming in with good people, don't they? Dave Stalls, you don't see very much of. But he got that last sack.
Trouble is, they're so hungry when they do get in there, they want to show Big Brother they can play. What's the right part of your screen? It's a lookout block that time.
Stalls is about
64, offense, decline, third down.
They were holding Randy White. That was Ron Saul. That Dave Stalls is from northern Colorado. It'll be third down now to the Washington Redskins. 10:02 left to play. Dallas 30, Redskins 3. Here they come again. Randy White got a hand on it. Slapped it away.
Third and long. Better call your mother before you drop straight back. That's about all Joe Theismann can do. Watch the rush.
Randy White is like a runaway train in there.
And he seems to get better by the fourth period. He's got, all systems go.
Danny White again is loosening for Dallas, so we'll probably see him as the quarterback the next series. They lead it 30-3. The winner of this will be the leader in the NFC East.
Oh.
Good kick again by Mike Bragg. Butch Johnson called for the fair catch. First man down for the Redskins right there was Don Harris. So we have 9:45, 9:49 make it left to play with Dallas leading 30-3. They never have patched that hole in the roof.
That's right. It's like the Hindenburg.
It does, doesn't it? Texas Stadium is covered except for the area just directly over the playing field itself. Danny White gives to Tony Dorsett. He breaks around to the outside and has a Dallas first down before he's shoved out of bounds by Joe Lavender.
Scott is doing a heck of a job pulling at that guard spot, number 68. Boy, that time the Skins shifted over right into it, slanted that way, and Dorsett still beat the defense. You know who I'm happy for on a day like Thanksgiving? I was in the hospital a little bit myself this summer.
I know.
It's the people that are sort of laid up and can't get home for Thanksgiving, and we are perhaps their outlet today to watch something and be entertained. There are a lot of those people that are watching.
That's a good thought. Dorsett and Laidlaw, the running backs. Robert Steele came in motion, and Laidlaw goes for about 7 or 8 right straight ahead. He's had a good day. Watch Herbert Scott block again.
Straight ahead. Back 68. Cross block. Frederick inside. Scott outside. I tell you, Laidlaw doesn't waste any time getting to the hole either.
No. Brad Dusek was the tackler. It's like a happy Dallas Cowboy fan. 2nd and 2, the 8-yard pickup by Laidlaw. Gave him 121 yards for the day. Dorsett. About a yard shy of a first down before he stopped by Harold McClinton.
Roger Staubach finished up 9 for 19 for 218 yards. Was he intercepted, or was that out of... He was intercepted the one time.
One time by Gerard Williams. The one-handed catch.
Danny White hasn't thrown the ball a lot. 9 attempts and 5 completions.
Jim Cooper checks into that Dallas offensive setup now. Danny White has it. Quick count, first down. Brad Dusek on the tackle. Dallas first down with 8:18 left to play. The Cowboys lead 30-3.
That's going to make the defense even more frustrated and angrier than ever. Quarterback picks up the first down. Somebody over there is burning.
That's the situation on Thanksgiving Day in Dallas. To remind you that it would appear that we're running a little bit long. The CBS Evening News will be seen immediately after this game on most of the CBS stations. 7:45 left to play as Danny White gives to Dorsett. He broke a couple of tackles. Mike Curtis finally got him down.
I tell you, McClinton had him nailed in there, had him nailed inside, and got away.
CBS, the Sun Bowl, rise and shine, good old El Paso.
Take a look at this. The man in motion, Johnson, comes back to the inside and goes through on the middle linebacker. Gets a pretty fair block, but McClinton beats it. Look at this. That's nothing but a little of the thigh guard.
Second down, Dallas. The Washington 48. There is Preston Pearson. The Cowboys rip off another first down. Harold McClinton made the tackle. The Cotton Bowl here in Dallas, we remind you again, will feature Notre Dame against the winner of the Southwest Conference, probably the Houston Cougars. They have to win one of their last two.
Well, the Irish played pretty well in the Cotton Bowl. They didn't look too shabby last year.
They took over the #1 spot in the country with that victory over Texas last year. Houston, it looks like, will be the host team this year. Texas goes to that Sun Bowl. Robert Steele goes out in motion. Scott Laidlaw struggles for 2 or 3. Laidlaw replacing Newhouse has had a good day. Newhouse, they say, should be back in about 2 weeks with a hairline fracture of a small bone in his right leg.
The fibula.
You know about that.
I'm familiar with the entire area.
This is, as we have said before, quite a ball yard. Those boxes that surround the mezzanine deck are the luxurious way to watch a football game. Preston Pearson and Larry Brinson are now the setbacks for Dallas.
Are you surprised that the offensive linemen haven't gotten a breather? That some of them are still in there and the varsity is on the line?
They have shuffled a few people around, but they've got a lot of injuries, really. Dallas owns the football. They also own the lead, 30-3. 5.5 minutes left to play. The ball is on the 39-yard line of Washington. Danny White, the Dallas quarterback. Robert Steele split wide to the right. Jackie Smith comes in motion. Pitch is back to Larry Brinson. And Brinson down the sideline. Larry Brinson might go in. It does. Touchdown, Larry Brinson.
Brinson came in with 4 carries, a -2 yards, and he just broke it off for a touchdown, his first of the year.
3rd 39-yard touchdown run by number 36, Larry Brinson from Florida.
And some of these are bad tackles, and some are just because the young person is playing for the first time, and he's probably got adrenaline you would not believe. Yeah, there's some bad tackles, too.
Larry Brinson at one time this year was back coaching at the University of Florida. And the Cowboys called him back.
Phone rang, huh?
He just ripped off a 36-yard touchdown. Rafael Septien makes it Dallas 37. The Redskins 3. We still have 5 minutes and 23 seconds left to play in this contest. Dallas has got this one. Dallas 37 now, Washington 3 with 5 minutes, 23 seconds left to play. Push it. Here is Larry Brinson's touchdown run again. That obviously is not it.
From behind the defense, Houston's up trying to fill from the safety spot and misses the initial shot. As we said, the Washington defense may be sort of out of gas by this stage.
And worn down. Yep. Rafael Septien will kick off. Who does Dallas have left?
New England after 10 days, then the Eagles in Philadelphia, and that was a 14-7 game the first time here, and then the New York Jets.
Not easy by any means. Don Harris trying to swing around to the outside. Washington has left, by the way, on their schedule. Miami, Atlanta, and Chicago on Saturday. Last Saturday of the regular season in Washington.
A tale of two teams. One having their problems and one that just looks like they're getting it together.
Start thinking about those wild card possibilities. And I think, 10-6? Is certainly not out of the question of being in the playoff. Mike Thomas has no place to go, and Mike Hegman made the tackle on Mike Thomas. The Dallas defense has been incredible. Jack Pardee. Master of the wobbler, huh? Billy Kilmer warmed up one time today when Joe Theismann was shaken near the end of the first half, but he never came in.
He got one play.
One play, that's right. He did. John McDaniel wrestled out of bounds by Dennis Thurman. Dallas 37, Washington 3, 4:20 left now to play. As the Redskins have got to regroup.
I'll never forget Theismann, his senior year in college at Notre Dame, when Parsekian had him on the West Coast against SC in the rain on a regular natural grass, and he must have had 500 yards passing, the darndest throwing of the wet football I think I've ever seen, number 7 did that day.
He has it down. Washington first down right now. And he gives the ball to John Riggins. He tries to cut back inside. Larry Bethea made the tackle on Riggins.
Fran Tarkenton came in with Bud Grant on a few days' notice with a spread offense and used all 5 receivers and got a couple of early turnovers and pulled the upset. I sort of thought Washington might have some kind of a spread set up, didn't you?
I was sort of led to believe that. 37-7 the score. Theismann drops straight back, fires in for Ricky Thompson again. He cuts around to the outside. Dennis Thurman chasing him. And Thurman will take him out of bounds inside the Dallas 20. Just a quick slant.
You sort of wonder why he hasn't been playing. He came in with 18. This makes his 20th catch. And boy, he takes it coming across the middle, which most people don't think he can do against the Cowboys. Thurman heads him off at the pass.
Thompson injured his hand just a little bit. He comes out now. It'll be first down Washington at the Cowboys 17. Dallas record would be improved to 9-4. Washington would be 8-5. They're not by any means out of those playoff possibilities. Here's Theismann. He tried to set up the screen pass, and he did. Guy Brown made a heck of a play.
He might have been the only Dallas player that could keep that one from being 6 points. Wonder why Thomas ran into the pile of players that were trying to block Brown.
Anxious. Benny Malone comes in place of Thomas. Guy Brown, by the way, is a 6'5" linebacker from Houston.
He gets you about a 4.6 42.
Weighs 230. Yard pickup on that last play. Theismann drops again. And too tall Jones is close. Touchdown Redskins to Jean Fugett. Charlie Waters back there with him, but that's the first pass Fugett's caught today.
The first catch for the former Dallas Cowboy. It'll be coming right at you. His 6th touchdown reception. And I'm telling you, this is some effort. Watch him lay out and get control and then turn it over so he makes the catch. Outstanding, Fugett. Outstanding.
That makes it 37-9. Touchdown by Fugett. This is Mark Moseley, number 3. The high extra point is good. And it's 37-10 with 2 minutes and 17 seconds left to play. The Cowboys will take over first place in the NFC East. Their record will go to 9-4. The Cowboys 37, the Redskins 10 with 2:17 left to play. And there's our turkey.
Our turkey went south. I just checked behind us. It's been taken out by the locusts.
We congratulate Mr. Bruno Fucci on that work. That turkey. Someone told us that he'd been working on that for 2 years.
It was beautifully done.
I don't believe he worked on it that long. Redskin attempted an onside kick is recovered by Dallas Charlie Waters.
Well, Philadelphia has St. Louis, Minnesota, Dallas, and the Giants.
And they will have the same number of losses as Washington after today. Philadelphia, of course, plays St. Louis Sunday. Washington would be 8-5. Philadelphia 7-5 going into Sunday. Dallas 9-4. Danny White gives to Larry Brinson. And Brinson again breaks a couple of tackles over this Preston Pearson. I'm sorry, I just saw the 6. It was Preston.
He'd like to be a starter, but he never causes a problem being the guy that you can always call on in a tight situation, huh?
Clutch receiver, good runner, fine blocker. 2-minute warning. Notification. Whatever. Remind you again that the CBS Evening News will be seen on most of these stations as soon as this game is over. Don't forget the Cotton Bowl, Notre Dame against probably Houston. This is our lineup on CBS. That's one. They also have the Sun Bowl, which features the Texas Longhorns against Maryland.
We'll be down for that and then back home to watch some of the other bowl action on CBS.
And the Peach Bowl in Atlanta.
Boilermakers and the Engineers, or they're the Ramblin' Reds?
Both.
Pepper Rogers, the coach.
Right.
Outstanding snappy dresser.
Roger Staubach, by the way, bruised a finger. Although it doesn't look like it.
You know, I was at banquets where they gave him the Maxwell Award, and then he came back and won the Burt Bell Award as the professional, and I don't think he looked any different between the time he was a middie and when he's the professional with the Cowboys.
I talked to him a little bit before the game, and there are a few gray hairs.
Are there?
But he's still in great shape. 2nd and 7. Larry Brinson, Preston Pearson behind Danny White. Preston. 4-5.
You checked Roger out on gray hair, did you?
Well, he was checking me out. You have to checked very hard. 37-10, Dallas leads Washington.
Boy, Harold McClinton has been a busy guy, and he can barely get it back into the defensive huddle. Playing against the young, fresh troops now, and that can make a long plane flight out of the trip back, huh?
Oh, boy. Rayfield Wright is getting a rest, and Andy Frederick plays right tackle. Jim Cooper plays left. Cooper is the big guy from Temple, 6'5", 265. Over and over again, they overwhelm you with that depth. Billy Joe Dupree goes left. Robert Steele and Butch Johnson split to the right. There goes Butch in motion. It's to Brinson, and he struggles for near first down yardage. We have a minute and 41 seconds left now.
The quarterback should not probably put the ball up. That's the unwritten code. Got a team down 37-10. You're not looking for statistics. I guess it's like stealing second base when you're up by 10 runs or something.
Well, so far, Danny White has not put it up. Brinson did struggle for that first down. Tony Dorsett had 21 carries for 72 yards. Scott Laidlaw, 16 carries for 122 yards. And Larry Brinson, 3 for 45, including that touchdown run. Laidlaw had 2 touchdowns. He had a 57-yard run as well. There's Danny White. And the Cowboys stroll up with the clock still running with a minute and 15 seconds left to play. Brinson bangs straight ahead. Stopped by Harold McClinton, but he had 3 or 4 already.
Nobody's going to call timeout and stop the clock.
That would be hardly necessary at this point, would it? 3 yards for Brinson. Less than a minute left to play. Dallas 37, Redskins 10. Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire at Texas Stadium on Thanksgiving Day.
Have we seen a better team than Dallas when they're right? When they're right.
This game and a game in Milwaukee against the Packers, when we saw them, they look as good as anybody. That's Brinson again. And he bangs down for another first down. Big Larry Brinson, he goes about 220, stopped by Mark Murphy. Chuck Milton, good old Red Eye, produced this game and makes it nice to be away from home on Thanksgiving. Directed by Sandy Grossman. Thank you, Sandy. And thank you to the rest of our group, as the Cowboys will just let it run out now. 3. Guys, as that rolls by, you see who helps. They do the work.
Did we have fun with them at the dinner last night, huh? We all had our turkey together.
Yeah. Yep. Now look at these two. What do you think that discussion is about? Moseley and Septien.
Septien is trying to figure out how he gets all that lift on the ball, huh?
He's saying, take off your shoe and let's see what's in there. There goes Tom Landry. Burton Lawless trots by. But Landry has his team back in first place. As they head up the tunnel, their record will now be 9-4, and Washington will be 8-5. And for Tom Brookshire, we'll say thank you. And this is Pat Summerall saying, Brent Musburger, it's yours.
Okay, Pat, thank you very much. Usual outstanding job by you and Brookie. And now, Coach Allen, I know the Cowboys played so well, but why would the Washington Redskins be so flat for a big game?
Well, Brent, I thought Washington could win today because I know the rivalry. I know how the players feel about Dallas. I think Dallas started fast. They haven't been starting fast. They were 21-69 in the first quarter, and today they scored the first 4 times they possessed the football. I think the Redskins came out throwing the football, which is really not their style. I think you have to run a little bit against those Cowboys, establish a run, and then throw the football. But Dallas just played a superb ball game and made the Redskins look bad.
Indeed. Now, Jimmy the Greek, what does this mean as far as the NFC playoff picture is concerned?
Brent, it puts L.A. and Dallas in the playoffs, but it makes it 5 teams. Minnesota, Green Bay, Atlanta, Philadelphia, and Washington. It's a
real toss-up, and of course Minnesota and Green Bay meet on Sunday on CBS.
Well, and Minnesota's a slight favorite. But Brent, 9-7, 8-8 could be the 5th wild card. I mean, the 2nd wild card. It's true. Even the Giants have a chance again.
All right, the NFL today will continue on CBS live from Dallas in just a moment.
You got that Johnson.
Jane, we're a man short. Where's Irv?
He's down on the field. He's talking to Roger Staubach. So let's go down to Irv and find out what's happening.
Jane and Brent, Jane, you know this fella. You had spent some time with him last night. Roger Staubach, the winning quarterback. Roger, you have to feel pretty good.
Well, it's a great victory. We played them in Washington, and it's a very close game, and we didn't get the end zone. And today we started off on the right foot, and we scored. Our running backs, Scott and Tony, and were running very well, and Drew made a couple fine catches. So it was, and Tony Hill set up one with a fine catch. So we got off to a good start, which has been unusual for us this year.
Well, Roger, there was an awful lot of pregame buildup. You know that there was hate between the Washington Redskins and the Dallas Cowboys. Is there anything to that?
I don't like to use the word hate. There's probably, it's a very competitive rivalry, and it's more than a friendly rivalry. It's pretty deep-rooted, and we always play a key game against them, and they've won some against us, and today we won a big game. So they're a very fine football team, and have given us all we can handle through the years, and it's been pretty even, actually.
Roger, thanks very much, and go in and take a shower.
Okay,
congratulations. Tony Dorsett, the beast from the East. Tony, how you doing? I tell you, let me tell the country why we're standing out here on the stadium. You know, the Dallas Cowboys started a new policy today that you could not interview the ball players in the locker room. So we had to grab Tony Dorsett and Scott Laidlaw and Roger Staubach out here on the field, and I really appreciate you stopping down here to talk to us, Tony. How do you feel? You had a big day.
I feel great, Irv. We played a super game. It was a must game for both clubs, and I think we came out after the short layoff, and we played some superb football. It was a must, like I said, must game for both teams, and I think we rose to the challenge.
Let me put you on the spot, Tony. You had a lot of trouble handling the ball early with fumbles. The last 2 weeks, you've handled the ball pretty well. Have you done anything different? Are you just concentrating about hanging on to the ball? What have you done?
Well, I think it just goes back to concentration, going back to fundamentals. I think there was a whole problem with our whole team, I think, for about a month span. We were down, and everyone was counting the Cowboys out because we weren't, I don't think, mentally prepared. We were waiting for people to go out and do things, make things happen. Instead of going out, we were waiting for things to happen instead of going out and make things happen. And it was the same with myself. I think it was just a little lack of mental concentration. After I went back into practice and started concentrating on holding football, it's worked out for me quite well the last couple of weeks.
Tony, thanks very much. Congratulations again. I have Scott Laidlaw down here, but I think we have to go back to the booth with Brent Busberger. So, Brent, let's go.
All right, Irv, thank you very much. And, of course, one thing to keep in mind, Dallas a week from Sunday plays New England. What a game that's going to be. And Washington has to regroup in time for Miami. Jane, where's Jack Whitaker gone?
He's standing by. He also has a report for us. Jack?
Thank you, Jane. About a week ago yesterday, I was standing in a hotel bar in Sydney, Australia, and in walked Miller Barber, who's the #1 football fan on the PGA Tour, and he said, "Jack, do you believe what Dallas did to Green Bay?" And I said, "No, I hadn't seen the game." And he said, "They're the best football team I ever saw." Well, I'm inclined to agree with Miller after today. What Dallas has done now since that loss to Miami is put 3 very strong games together against Green Bay, against New Orleans last week, and here today, one of the strongest performances ever. Yes, Washington offensively was lacking because of a lot of injuries, but defensively they're still pretty good, and one had the feeling today Dallas might have beaten any team of the other 25. They're going through the momentum very well. It has to carry them through the playoffs into the championship game, and next week they get a good test too, and I think Tom Landry has them ready. All right, Brent.
Jack, thank you very much. Prior to the start of the game, Greek, you and I talked about the absence of Robert Newhouse and what it might mean to the Cowboys.
But you know what Tex told us, that he was just as good, runs a little faster, and blocks as well. But I still like Newhouse for that 4 yards.
All right, Laidlaw is standing by with Irv Cross down on the field. Let's go to them now. Irv?
Brent, here he is. Scott Laidlaw had a real big day and had, of course, a big pair of shoes to fill today because Robert Newhouse was out, and you did a big job, Scott.
Well, thank you very much. It was just an enjoyable day today. It's the best way to spend Thanksgiving and get everybody in the game, and I fortunately had a pretty good day, and we had a terrific day blocking on the line.
You know, in all honesty, I mean, you've been here for a while. You know the Dallas Cowboys system well. Robert Newhouse is the starting fullback. You've played a lot of football down here, and you've always played well, haven't you?
Well, it's been enjoyable. I always seem to get up to the occasion. The last time I started, I think I had the same stats the first half. And I've just had some real good luck. It seems as though the offensive line has blocked well just about the time I get in, so it's been tremendous.
What kind of a ball carrier are you? What kind of style of carrying the ball do you have? Would you say you're a power back, a quick back? What kind of football player is Scott Laidlaw?
Oh, maybe a little bit of a small Larry Zonk. I don't have a lot of speed. You see, I got caught from behind. But I just have to probably try for a good body lane and go where nobody else at.
Scott, thanks very much, and congratulations. Nobody else was there. 37-10, the Dallas Cowboys. Brent?
All right, Irv, a small Larry Zonk is good enough, folks. And the NFL Today will continue on CBS in just a moment. Some people are worried about points in the first and the second game. Really doesn't matter. Dallas has won the tiebreaker if Washington should come back and catch them in the NFC East. Let's take a look at how the Dallas victory unfolded this afternoon in Irving, Texas. Roger Staubach on the scramble for 15 yards, Coach Allen.
Well, there's his running ability we talked about at the start of the show, picking up a vital first down and going forward, not sliding into second base.
Now, that set up a field goal, and here's 50 yards to Tony Hill, George.
On the button, accurately throwing, fine catch. The defender played the man rather than the ball.
Now Washington gives it up here. Riggins on the fumble.
This was a costly turnover. He had good yardage.
Barnes will return this to the 8-yard line for the Cowboys, and from there, George, Scott Laidlaw took it in for the touchdown.
Yes, he went over the top, and that's the way to score, over the top.
Drew Pearson, one of the finest receivers in the NFL, 53-yard scoring play.
Another well-thrown ball. Staubach had good protection.
Here he is hitting him again, George. What have you got to do against Pearson?
Well, you got to double him most of the time. You got to try to jam him and not let him get off the line of scrimmage.
And Roger Staubach told Jane last night that the Cowboys were oh so ready for Joe Theismann and the Washington Redskins. And he was right as you watch that defensive pressure come right down the middle and fact Theismann. And you know, George, I've got a question about play calling. I just have to ask it. Late in the game, in the third quarter and the fourth, I couldn't believe that the Redskins were running. I think they ran 5 straight times when they were way down.
Well, Joe isn't calling his plays. You know, the plays are all sent in from the sidelines.
Okay. Jane, we've got to go back to New York tomorrow, the NFL Today on Sunday. What are some of the things we've got to look forward to?
Well, Brent, Sunday we can look forward to an interview that I did with Joe Namath, and I think a lot of
Namath?
Yes, a lot of people.
Where'd you catch up with Broadway Freeway
I finally
Joe?
caught him. I've been after him for 3 weeks, but I caught him in Fort Lauderdale, and he's going to tell us what he's up to most recently.
No more football comebacks, right? I mean, he's
no. As a matter of fact, he made a very interesting comment. I think a lot of people might be interested to hear that. And then also, you did a thing on